Hey all, this is Debbie Hodge with MasterfulScrapbookDesign.com, and I'm sharing an excerpt from one of our office hours sessions. In this session, Dina Wakley and Lisa Dickinson give several scrapbookers feedback on their pages. Hey everyone, this is Debbie Hodge with Masterful Scrapbook Design at Get It Scrapped. I'm here today with Lisa Dickinson. Hi Lisa.
Hi.
Dina Wakley. Hi Dina.
Howdy doody.
This feels like to tell the truth. And Tammy Taylor. Hey Tammy.
Hey. Hi.
And all you guys. So all you guys out there, I'm going to start making you all panelists, and then you should type in the question box and you'll be able to see what people write in the question box. We started off here with a member who had a specific question about a page that wasn't really looking as good as the one she lifted.
Hers looked so good, and then mine, it seems like things are a little bit floaty. I don't know. Because remember, an assignment for critique was to work on breaking out of grids, and I said, oh, I did that once. And then when I bent back and looked at it, I said, but I don't know if I want to try and do something like this again, because I'm not sure it worked here.
What do you guys think?
Like it's sort of floating on the page, those circles. I don't know.
Well, you could make them a tiny bit closer together, and that strengthens their relationship with each other. I don't think they're too wide apart. I'm just giving you something that you could try, because that space in between, you could still keep a little bit of space and still have that, breaking out of the grid with the witch and the cute little elements, the pumpkins coming out of the circles. But just make them a tiny bit closer, and that strengthens their relationship together. So that's something to try, as well as a border around, put the circles in a box kind of almost.
Yeah, I was wondering about like a line around the outside or a border, yeah.
Yeah, you could put them in a cage.
Those are great suggestions.
That was my first thought, is that if the circles were on like a smaller square on the orange background, that would kind of tie them all together. And like Dina said, there's a lot of trapped white space. When you have a grid of circles, it's kind of unavoidable in between the circles. And if you tightened them up just a little bit, I think that would help their relationship. You can also throw in other shapes. You don't have to do all circles. You could mix in some squares, and that takes up a little bit more of the white space.
Yeah, I think in the one like I was trying to, use as my inspiration, where I have Trick or Treat, she had it like a text box, like it was a line that went across the circles and down onto the paper, and then the text and title were in there. I can't remember exactly, but something like that. Plus the colors were all more muted, so I don't know. Maybe that, I have this strong stuff coming out at you too.
These are great suggestions. I avoid grids because I don't know how to do it. These are really great
I like them.
suggestions.
I don't know if I do really well with them, but I like them.
All right, so thanks, Karen, thanks so much for sharing those and being open to having some feedback on them.
Thank you for giving me something. That's great.
Yeah. So who else wants some feedback here? I think Jane does. She's got some layouts. If anybody else does, get your links in there. Or if you just want to share, you do not have to have, constructive criticism. So let's see. Let's go find Jane's layouts. Jane, I think you said you wanted some feedback. Is that true? Jane's a digital scrapbooker. So gorgeous. So what do you guys love about this?
Oh, I love the color palette. It's so perfect with heritage photo like that.
The photo really shines. You're really drawn into that photo.
It is, isn't it? I wonder if she touched up his cheeks. Can you see how they're pink?
They're cute.
You probably can't, but the cheeks are pink like that, so I'm wondering if Jane fixed that up.
She says I worked hard on that photo.
So what is it that you did to that photo when you said you worked hard on it? Because that is really beautiful. And then also let us know, do you, I don't know what I would critique about this, but do you want some constructive criticism on any of your layouts?
I think she did say yes back there.
Yeah, she did say yes to feedback.
So
my feedback is pretty.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
My only feedback is there's no name on there. Unless it's part of a bigger book that you would know who that is. Like I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like who, if it's heritage, you would want to know who,
Right.
how you're related to that person.
I think it says 1872 down here. Oh, the original of this was a daguerreotype, I don't know how to say that, in very bad shape, and she cloned and altered colors. Wow.
Awesome job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks impeccable.
Really fabulous. So I don't think nobody has any critique for this, do we? It's beautiful. Marcia's a paper scrapbooker. She's in our workshops right now, too. Love how, oh my gosh. What do you like about this page?
I love all the pattern. Yeah. The color and the pattern. It's the first thing that grabs me.
You hardly notice it until it's gone.
I like how the points duly dry right to the photo. It's great.
And without reading journaling, what do you guess the page is about?
I thought it was about them losing their ceiling fan.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. I was thinking, you know,
a ceiling fan down.
A power outage. Yeah, so there's so many patterns there. Why does that all work? Because it seems like it's so busy. Can you, Lisa and Dina, tell us do you think it works and why does it work?
I think it works because there's just a small amount of each pattern. And so they do kind of have an equal visual weight going on. So they work as a whole. They almost work as one pattern.
And I think the way that she did it, kind of light blue to dark blue to a mix of the colors into yellow that fades off the page really works because you see it as one background that kind of has an ombre effect rather than seeing each little individual piece of the chevron. You see
that's
it as
a great
whole.
point.
I noticed how clean that fan is because I live in the desert. And
I know, there's no dust bunnies hanging off of it.
when we don't turn our fans off ever because if you do, you worry you're going to get killed by falling dust.
So any feedback on this? Anything anybody would tweak? I think Ami said she likes how it goes from light to dark, and she'd like to see another sheet of vellum under the journaling.
Well, I'm curious to know if she tried the journaling as a rectangle and not cut off on that top left corner.
Oh, Marcia, let me unmute you. Gosh, Hi, Marcia.
Hi.
Hello. So did you hear Dina's question?
Yes, I did. I never actually tried it as a rectangle. I did lay the rectangle out and didn't really like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the journaling block were the same size as the photo. Of course, then you could write less, so that could be a problem. Then it would extend too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have either gone, down too far. I could do that, but...
Yeah, is the line bothering you, Dina?
Yeah, for some reason it's bothering me a little bit. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
Well, I wonder if it actually went to a point if it wouldn't bother us. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
If we didn't have
this. That might help.
If it went like that, if we would... Because it bothers me a little. I mean, not that I would go change it.
Originally, I had the title a little farther to the left, so the title also had that kind of same shape, although I agree about like extending it to a point. That probably would help. The paper just was this size, so it only I just cut off the top corner. But
right.
But then I ended up then I ended up you couldn't really see the wheat. I think I maybe would change the color of the yellow letters. I think that they get lost a little bit, and I was thinking about maybe I don't have any blue. I don't think that those little marketplace letters come in blue, but I do have black, and I thought maybe that would show up a little bit better.
Yeah, Karen mentioned having a little bit hard time reading the journaling or tweaking that. Yeah, we actually Marcia's in the daytime workshop that we're doing, and Karen's in the nighttime workshop. But yeah, anything else? Lisa, do you have any suggestions?
Well, I don't think design-wise that it really needs anything. Just as a personal preference for me, I would probably do maybe just a few little brads or buttons underneath the Enjoy, Shine, Bright, those little word strips.
Mm-hmm.
I might put a little sprinkling of just some brads, like a blue or a yellow brad or buttons, just to add a little bit of texture there and to kind of connect the title and the journaling with a little bit of sparkle.
Would they go horizontally or vertically?
I don't know if I'd line them up, because I would probably just do a
Like
little
do a triangle?
of them. Yeah, right there in that dark corner. Or I don't know, you could probably do a line of 3 smaller brads right underneath the journaling box, just to kind of conclude it.
Down here.
Like 3 little ones, maybe right there, yeah.
And you'd go with this blue, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would pop nice against the yellow background.
I think it would too. It would give you, yeah. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Any other questions, Marcia?
I don't think so.
That's an awesome page.
It is.
Thanks.
Great.
All right, so Jana has a page that she has a question about. So let's see, I'm going to mute Marcia. I'm going to unmute Jana. Hi, Jana, how are you?
Oh, hi.
Hi. So what do you guys like about this page? How's it making you feel?
I like the textures from the spraying lace or doily with the lace behind the photos. It's kind of a nice play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like how the lace in the doilies is echoed with the real lace behind the photos as well. That's the first thing that caught my eye.
Oh, yeah, that is really nice.
Did you emboss the letters? Did you put like embossing powder on the vegan? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like the shiny.
So anything you guys would tweak on here?
I might move the IM just a little bit closer to the vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
There's not such a disconnect between them.
Yep, going back to the proximity. Mm-hmm. And as Emily's always saying in our workshops, snuggle. Snuggle. And Ami says she would separate it a little bit to get the break in there. Like a small little tweak. I like the composition of 2 same-size photos together for some reason. It's a really nice starting spot. Dina, do you have anything you would tweak on here?
I agree about moving that IM a little closer. And I almost want to overlap some of the journaling strips with the tags on the left. But they are overlapped with that foundation lace, so I mean that's such a minor. I mean I would try it and see if I liked it, and then I might end up moving it back. I don't know.
This feels a little bit like trapped white space here.
A little bit.
And it's regular. I think I would like to see it a little more irregular.
Mm-hmm. So it would have to be irregular but closer to the pictures? Is that what you say?
Well, I like Dina's idea of overlapping them. I like to pull these and each of these, like pull them in, but I wouldn't line them all up kind of thing. I'd go a little more jig-jaggy, but that's my personal preference. But it feels like you've got this casual artsy page and then you've lined them up, and I just want them a little more random. Tammy, do you have any suggestions? Does anybody in the audience have any suggestions?
No, that's what I was thinking about the journaling, it does feel like trapped white space, so I would do the same thing. I would move the ones that are like to the right over to the left more at least, just to close that up a little bit, I guess.
It's a page with a lot of power, Jana. I think the emphasis that you gave your title, the way you've cropped your face with that, resolute, strong look, and then you've put the lace behind. It's like you're daring to say, you know what I mean? I'm lacy, but I'm also a strong woman who believes this.
Yeah, I'm just not sure about the embellishments because I was not sure what I should put there. I just wanted some color, and because I'm not buying really a lot of stuff, I just had these flowers, but I was not sure if I put in the right place and if it was the right thing to do to put any embellishment there, because that's the point when you use ink sometimes I'm not sure what else should I do. That's the problem when I use ink.
Well, that's why I always say ink is usually my primary embellishment, and I make no secret about not being a good embellisher. I like the little triangle the embellishments make. I wonder if the crochet flower is almost too different of a texture from the lace and the shiny. title, I don't know. But I would have to, pull those off and then move the journaling over. And then, I tend to go to, me, I cut up old bits of paper that I've painted on, and I'd try something like that and see if I liked it. I like that the yellow, the yellow on the bottom flowers echoes the yellow in the I am, so I can see why you chose the yellow. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But I might play around and see if there's something different than the crochet flowers, just for kicks. Or like Lisa said, you could turn to brads, you could turn to buttons, you could turn to something, because those little crochet flowers are kind of strong if you think about it, because of their color and their texture too. So there's a lot of strong elements going on.
So maybe buttons would be lighter.
I would try it and see. I mean, I don't know. Again, you have to have Lisa. Lisa's a brilliant embellisher. Ask Lisa.
Well, I was just thinking, the one yellow flower that's up amongst the journals.
Hey, Lisa, can you unplug your headset and plug it back in?
Oh, sure.
She was on a motorbike.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep, it's awesome.
Perfect. Is that better?
Yep.
So anyway, the one yellow flower that's amongst the journaling strips is kind of bothering me. I think I would move it down maybe underneath the other two.
Over here.
And then like Dina was saying, maybe some buttons on top as the center of the flowers, if they had a little bit of sheen to them to kind of echo the sheen that's in your title. I think that might help modernize them, because obviously they're crocheted flowers and they kind of give off that vibe of antique-y or vintage, whereas I think your layout is a little more modern. So maybe if you added some shinier buttons or something that sparkled inside the flowers, that would tie back into your title.
Some grunge board that has that same red treatment that you have going on would almost work.
Yeah, you could punch some circles from the grunge board and emboss it the same way you did your title in the red, and I think that would kind of balance it out. I mean, other than that, I think the composition is right on. I mean, it's a really balanced, stable layout, and I like the doilies up in each corner that's kind of creating that diagonal line. Just a few little tweaks that I would make that I think would make it an even stronger page.
Here's a page by Sue Althouse, Midwest Girl. So what do we like about this? How does it make us feel? What do we think it's about? And I can't unmute Sue because she's on a tablet. Or Sue can. Oh, wait, I probably can. Sue, can you talk? Hey, Sue, can you talk?
You want to unmute? Yes. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, hi. Awesome. Awesome. So I love the traditional colors, and I also love they're nice retro colors, right? Aren't they like from the 70s? Sort of make me think of my refrigerator, which just makes me think of family and tradition.
It makes me think of wallpaper.
Yes.
It looks kind of fun, like old, like wallpaper I had in my room when I was a kid or something.
Exactly. I was thinking that, like patterns. The flower pattern reminds me of like a shirt I would have had.
Yeah, a corduroy dress.
Yeah.
I mean, that cutout piece is really cool in the background.
Is that silhouette?
Yes.
Oh, I have to go to the store and get that. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love that. I like how you scattered the buttons around as well.
Did you leave some of the pieces in? Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say, I like how she left some of the white diamond pieces in.
I really like that.
Was that a lot of work?
So crisp against the other colors. It really modernizes the color palette.
How did you cut it twice? Did you cut it out of the pattern paper too, so that you would have the pieces to back it up?
I traced and cut the pattern paper and then glued it in back.
Wow.
It's a really appealing, eye-catching, stunning page. Like I feel invited right in.
Thank you.
I really love it.
I do too. I don't see anything I would change. I love it.
Anything, Dina, that you would change or tweak on here?
Honestly, no. I think it's great. I think you should submit it.
Yeah, I think I did. So I'll have to keep track.
Well, someone needs to publish it.
Yeah, it needs to be in Scrapbook Trends or something.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I'm impressed by the precision.
Yeah.
I think, that's... So what I find with paper pages, looking at lots and lots of people's paper pages, is it's hard to get paper pages to look like Lisa Dickinson does. Like Dina, you're artsy, and it's very hard. It's very hard for people to get that artsy look too, and it's also very hard for people to get this really polished look.
Yes.
In paper.
It takes a lot of skill. I remember I had to lift Celeste Smith once in a challenge years ago, and I thought, oh, this will be so easy. Oh, my word, it was so hard because precision takes talent. It really does.
Publish them, and if you want to get on creative teams, polish, and craftsmanship is really important. And taking a good photo, too.
True.
It's really key. Marcia says, the title's a little hard to read, but she's not sure what she'd do. She really does love this. And
you mean Cousins? Cousins is hard to read?
Or the journaling. And maybe someone type in the journaling.
Cousins isn't too bad because it does stand, if she would have used orange letters, it wouldn't have worked, but I like that they're dark. They do stand out.
Yeah, the journaling's very funny. If anybody can't read it, it says, it was the year of the Hawaiian shirts, but apparently Tony didn't get the memo. And Karen says, how about the journaling strips? I'm a fan of alignment right now. I'd like them lined up on the right. So Karen's suggesting aligning them.
I love them. I love the asymmetry, but that's a Dina thing.
I do that too. Like, I make a point not to line mine up, to kind of make them scattered.
Yeah. So, awesome page. So it looks like that is the sum total of our suggestions. So this has been awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and sharing your pages. I love how much I learned. I want to do another workshop with Lisa and Dina. You guys are a perfect complement to each other. That says, this is so fun, and Janice says, I'm learning so much. So, Dina and Lisa, thank you for your time. Tammy, thank you for your time. Thanks, everybody. This has been really awesome. So let's see, if anybody's around, we'll see you tomorrow with Amanda. And then next week, I think I'm talking to Lisa and Dina back to back.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
We hold 2 office hours sessions every month over at masterfulscrapbookdesign.com, and you can join at any time. You can have your layouts critiqued even if you're not there. You can put them up in the forum and we'll record it and get it back to you later. So hope to see you at masterfulscrapbookdesign.com.